Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Gray. How's the Wolfpack doing? Welcome back to another episode of Alpha to Omega. Today's episode is episode 15. So, this is going to be the testing of the Vexer fit. I actually just ran a Garista Den in Udima in a .5 sector. It actually took me down to 38% armor, but other than that, we lost 2 of our hammerheads, and that's it. But a little bit better micromanaging on my part, and I think honestly we would have been fine. I'm just still not very good at combat, so that being said, we could have probably done this better. Right now, I'm on my way to Sister Vent. I just happened to spot this and go, you know what, why don't we try it? And so we did. We did try it, and it went well. Got, you know, 425,000 ISK bounties, and from all the loot, we got close to 1 million in salvaged goods. I mean, it's not, like, great, but it's not bad either. I mean, I've seen much worse, you know, much worse things. So, let's see. Let's actually take a look and see exactly how much we got out of this. So, 819,000. I mean, so it's a little over 1.25 million with a chance for it to escalate. I mean, had it escalated, we would have made bank. Like, we would have made a lot of money. But it didn't. So I mean, it's that's how it is. You know, I mean, it's sometimes you win, sometimes you lose on those. And considering we lost 2 drones, I mean, that basically replaces the drones that we lost. But I mean, it's nothing bad. It's not like, oh my god, you know, we lost so much money and everything. Like, we used up, to run that entire site, we used up roughly 250 shots. And not even really that much. We used up like 160, because I've got 160 set over here, so I reloaded once. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. You guys miss. You can see these little profits right here. I undocked in Jita, and there just happened to be a wreck out there with 4.3 million. I undocked, looted it, and docked right back up with this ship. Somebody did try and target me, but because I was right next to Jita, they couldn't do anything. So that's kind of the benefit of ninja looting in Jita, because people love to fight right outside Jita, never thinking that, hey, somebody's gonna loot this. But yeah, so far this fit is proving to be rather stable, as far as like being able to take on pretty good combat. That being said, though, this is not a fit I would suggest taking if you are really new to combat, because it did require me to constantly be changing targets, constantly be retargeting this, that, and the other, because basically the way it works is you have to constantly be orbiting around something and then be webbing it and then hitting it and then trying to redirect your drones to hit it as well. It's a lot going on for the value. But that being said, had this have escalated, I mean, that would have been a lot of money. We got an escalation off a point, what was it? I think a 0.8, and we made almost 30 million off that. So I mean, can you imagine what a 0.5 would have netted us had it escalated? I mean, having never seen it, you know, I wouldn't know. But to the gentleman who was asking about a Vexer fit, I can definitely say for down to 0.5, this fit will do it. This fit will do it, and does it well, actually. Now, granted, you could probably replace this with like the Webifier with another extender, and probably change these out for tungsten. Take a little less damage because you'd be shooting from far off, or going, you know, kind of like the Molduga build, which I'm trying to remember what the guns we used on that were, but let me just take a look. Hopeful build. So 250 mm Scout accelerator cannons. If you'd use something like that, effectively, you could, in all honesty, you could probably get away with staying almost completely out of combat. and being able to be pretty heavily tanked when something did get on you, and just keeping antimatter for when they get close. That being said, though, like, I'm going to try and find a combat site on the way to Sister Vent. But if I don't, I don't. I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on that. It did work. It did do work. By the way, Marabu is here in the background. He's testing out Arc. Jezzy's falling asleep in the background. So yeah, I'm kind of here by myself. So like, see, here's a combat site. Let's run this. Stop. Let's warp within 10 km. Rogue drones. Oh no, drones of roguiness. It's 0.9, so I don't expect anything heavy. Hobgob ones should be good enough for this. Something I did notice is once they got me into armor, this thing just literally, it chewed through all of this capacitor. Just all of it. It ate it so quick. Now, granted, it did keep me alive, but it did eat through a ton of capacitor very, very quickly. So we're warping in. There's one drone. Wait till the warping thing goes away, and then click launch drones, then launch drones, then click here, then target lock. That's what I mean by like the micromanage. You guys can make sure everything's getting locked, everything's getting targeted the way it needs to be targeted. You know, once he gets within range, then you start your guns, which is, remember, our preferable range is 8.2. Bare minimum is 15, so like we could start firing right now. We made connections, right? So this is going to lead to a couple more drones spawning. So we want to get on this one, orbit it. See, and these guys won't really pose much of a threat. See, and you can web them if you need to. See, an Omen just showed up. He's going to try and help too. So, I mean, that's fine. This is just kind of what we're hoping for here. We want to get on stuff and then basically take it down as quick as we can. We want that kill, but unfortunately we're not going to get it. Because that Omen's going to out DPS us all day long. I mean, he just flat out is. I hate to say that, but he is. Because he's got rockets, we don't have rockets, so, I mean... Rockets versus guns. Rockets just usually do more damage. I have to say usually. Because obviously you have to hit with the rockets. You have to hit with guns too, but it's a little different factor. So yeah, we're right in the thick of things, so it's this build, I mean, this is what it's for, though. I mean, it is built for being in the thick of things and just getting in it. Because you notice we're going to get down into armor right now. You'll notice there's a lot of these yellow wrecks. If that Omen were to go yellow, I actually probably would try and fight him. Like, it's good recording, be funny, and if we won, I mean, hey, we got a really good set of loot. Because we took down a goddamn Omen, right? I mean, You can't say anything more than that. You know, we would have taken down an Omen. Make sure we're all engaged in the same target here, please. Thank you. This is what I was meaning by micromanage, because you basically got to quickly switch your targets, get on top of something else, especially if there's, you know, another target like this where it's, you know, you've got somebody jumping on it, and then you've got another guy trying to, you know, cut into your profits here. You want to make sure you're the one getting the most out of the profits. So it's just all kind of a little balancing game you got to play here. And if that Omen really wants it, I mean, he could probably steal all this out from under me. I know he's stopped, so. And there's nothing really here. So, I mean, just like that, the combat site's done. So then becomes the really slow process of cleaning everything up. You basically want to tractor things in, start eating them, get them within 5. Once they're within 5, you can start salvaging. Basically, 1 pulse is about good enough to bring in about 2K. See, and then we'll just rep this back up while we're eating Rex. So see, you'll notice he's eating my Rex too. This is something that you will run into is he's got the ability to salvage, and so he's not doing the honorable thing of, you know, salvaging, you know, the correct Rex. You notice he's salvaging with salvage bots. He's an Omega player. It's unfortunate that, you know, I've run into somebody like this, but, you know, it is what it is. Nothing really you can do about that. Only thing you can do is just try and beat him to it, but you won't really beat 5 salve bots. And I know this. Let's tell everybody to return to drone bay. Pulse out to this. See, I mean, and like I said, there's really nothing you can do about that. It's like, really, honestly, it's this guy being a dick. But hey, you know, I mean, all's fair, right? I mean, if I really wanted to, I'd go after his Rex, but I don't want to. There's absolutely no reason for me to go after his Rex. You know, I got my profits and I'm out. It's that simple. Oh, turn off that. And start building capacitor. So, I mean, Omen's not a big ship. That's what I was saying. If he were to go yellow, trying to steal my loot, I probably would have taken him on. Because our ship's pretty damn beefy, especially against explosives. And considering he's of the Amar race, and we know that he's an Omega clone, at least. So we know that it's a medium drone, or it's a medium ship that excels with energy turrets as an attack drone and does armor. Well, our little hammerheads are pretty damn good at taking down armor. And if he's fit correctly against energy turrets, but I could have swore I heard missiles, but I may not have. But if he's, you know, if he's fit correctly, we'll take him down with like no trouble whatsoever. And that's the funny thing is this build is kind of weird. Like it's a PvE build that, like in the right circumstances, could PvP. But do you really want to do that? Not really. You kind of just want to make sure you're just doing PvE, because, like, in all honesty, if this guy has max skills, he has the max MR cruiser skills, we're not taking this down. Not easily. I mean, you're looking at base armor hit points of 1,700, base shield of 1,200, and then a hull of 1,000, or, whoops, where's the hull? Where is it? I forget where it shows that. It shows it somewhere. But, I mean, effectively, you're looking at a long fight for that if you go into it, but you could do it. And considering he has less drone capacity than we do, we know he can't be running mediums. Or if he is, he's not going to have very many mediums, right? Whereas we know we can launch 5 drones fully and be fine. Because, like, you look at our Vexer, see if I can pull this up real quick. Show info. We're just going to look just at the armor hit points. We know we have base value of 2,000, so we're already ahead of him on that. Then we look at shield capacity, base value of 1,100. So we're behind on 100 points here, but we're ahead by 800 points here on the armor, right? And then we know our hull should be, mind you, higher than his. So here we go, 2,000 right there, and then his base is 1,500. So we're definitely going to be beefier than him depending on how he's fit. But the reason I say I know we could take him is literally just because all of our base starting numbers are higher or at least close to even. So unless he's fit exactly like us and we micromanage everything perfectly, we're built against energy and missile. Like, that's our build. Energy and missile ain't doing crap to us because we got like a 68% resistance against missiles and a almost 60% resistance against energy. So, I mean, you take, no matter what gun he's firing off that, you take 60% of its damage and negate it. And there you go. That's the damage he's doing to you. You know. Now, granted, if he's, you know, tanked against us as well, well, I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing that could happen. That's why I said it would be a long, drawn-out fight, but you could do it. And that's what I bet he was trying to do, was goad me into attacking him. Because if I attack him in that sector, I lose my ship to Concord no matter what, and then he gets free scrap. Because he's already proven that he had five salve bots out at once, you know. We're not going to be able to out-salvage him. And considering he had that many salvager bots running, high likelihood that he also has the ability to very quickly rep himself. So, I mean, it'd be a long, drawn-out fight, but it could be done. I'm 5 jumps away from my destination. When we get there, I'm going to go ahead and cut the video. Bibbs, am I forgetting to say anything that you can think of?
Not that I know of offhand.
Yeah. Hell, I may just cut the video here. Save a little bit of a space, because we're already at 19 minutes. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and cut the video here. So, much hearts to everybody. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.